Made plans for summer childcare yet? If not, don't worry. Care.com can help. At Care.com, you can find trusted, reliable, and affordable sitters near you with flexibility that fits your summer plans. And because the best decisions are made with care, 100% of caregivers who use Care.com have been background checked with CareCheck, a key first step for families to make strong hiring decisions. This summer, get help with activities, tutoring, pickups, drop-offs, and more. Sign up now at Care.com.
I hate to break it to you, but you're in for a big surprise. 5 years from now, Jane, who's resigning today, will ring the NASDAQ bell, officially launching her company on the public market. And what you'll soon realize is that Jane stole your most valuable data to start her new company on her way out the door. Learn how Code 42 Insider can stop data theft and protect your organization's most valuable assets. Visit code42.com to learn more.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Secret to Success podcast. Today, we have an amazing, special, magnificent guest with us today. There's no words to describe this particular young woman. I would like to introduce everyone to Miss Pamela Norris of Ice Buddy. Hello, Miss Pamela. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, Deanna. Just really thrilled to be here with you.
I'm excited to have you with us today. So, Ms. Pam, if you can please let our audience know who you are and exactly what is Ice Buddy and what do you do?
Okay, glad to tell you that. I am the CEO and co-founder of Ice Buddy Systems, Inc. And Ice Buddy Systems, Inc. is a tech company that focuses on medical, business, and personal technology products that are all designed to help achieve our mission, which is to save lives. So the Ice Buddy has multiple parts. It was designed initially as an emergency preparedness product, but it also functions for everyday use. Has a component called the cooler, which is the heart of the Ice Buddy system. And the cooler is a small, personal size cooler, but is so much more than any cooler that you will find on the market today, in that it is the first and real iceless cooler. And this is so important, especially for emergency preparedness, because when the lights go out, you have no electricity. And during storms, tornadoes, hurricanes, even having a solar cooler will not do you any good because there is no sun around. So you need a cooler that can stay cold without electricity, ice, gel packs, or even the sun. And that's what the Ice Buddy cooler can do for our customers. It keeps things cold for 3 days, so that's 72 hours. And that is also something unique in that most other coolers will keep things cold for maybe up to 2 days, but we can go 3 days. The other thing to know about our cooler is that it is the only kosher and halal certified cooler on the market. And it was so important to us. My years in emergency preparedness, I saw people who followed orthodox religious practices, who not only had the stress and strain of dealing with the trauma of a disaster, but also felt the guilt that came with not being able to follow their religious practices because they didn't have what they needed in terms of being kosher or halal certified. When you're facing a tornado, we don't typically say, honey, don't forget to bring the dishes with you. So you need something that you can keep your food in and that you can eat from. And this is what our cooler does. The other part of the Ice Buddy system is a bag that is your go bag, but it's not like any other book bag or backpack. It's called a Q pack. And this is made by the manufacturers that makes our parachutes for the US military. Everything on it is military spec. So this is designed to be very rugged and take you through any disaster you may face. It is also multifunctional. It can hold 16-ounce bottles, a dozen of them, a 10-ounce bag of ice, or 120 ounces of water in the bag. It has a spigot so you can access your water. It has an accessory bag that allows you to have your change of clothing with you, which is also important when you have to evacuate. It has zipper compartments to keep all your important documents, your passport, deed to your house, jewelry, anything you need to take with you that you don't want to lose. It's zippered so that you don't worry about losing that. And it's insulated with NASA grade insulation inside the bag so that anything you put in it that has to stay cold will stay cold as long as possible. But what also sets this bag, our Q-Pack, apart from anything else on the market is that it is uniquely designed to fit for the handicapped and disabled, and it fits on wheelchairs and walkers. As I've, again, worked as a first responder, I noticed that people who had physical disabilities were left out of the marketplace in terms of what they can use to save their lives. So I knew that when we designed our Ice Buddy, we wanted to make sure that the Q-Pack could be there so that everyone can feel they have what they need. So this is, what the Ice Buddy system looks like. So you can purchase the cooler separately, the Q-Pack separately, and together it forms the Ice Buddy system.
All right, I'm ready to get mine now. So everything that you just mentioned, this wasn't something that came to you overnight. Like, you're sitting here, you're going through telling us what it is, how it was created, the steps you went through. What inspired this? Because this is innovative and disruptive. What inspired the Q-Pack? What inspired, the cooler itself? Like, where did this inspiration for this come from?
It's a good question, Deanna. My life has always been about saving lives. I have been the CEO of a law enforcement training firm, and I designed security and risk management programs. I've worked with Department of Corrections, and I've worked with private businesses on evacuation procedures. And I have always had a passion for anything that saves people's lives. But I didn't know my life's purpose. And as it would turn out, I had a vision of this product. And I understood how all my education and life experience came together in this moment in time to bring this product into the world. And so it's been a blessing for me because now I've been able to combine passion with purpose. And so that's how Ice Buddy came to be. Truly a vision, and I am just walking the walk to make this available to everybody globally and to impact in a positive way as many lives as possible.
Wow. So with such an innovative product, one that disrupts a few different industries, how long have you been working on this, and how has that journey been for you?
Well, it's been a long journey. 15 years. It seems long, but it really is not, because when you do something, you want to do it right. And you have to spend the time to make sure it's right, especially when you're trying to create a product to save lives. You don't have the luxury of it failing. So you have to make sure that it works the first time out the gate. And the journey, well, those years have been challenging, but yet exciting and very rewarding. And so it's been an interesting journey, one that's been about growth. I've been able to keep going and be able to make this a disruptive company because I'm a fast learner and I like to read and research, the two R's that are important for all entrepreneurs to be involved in. But also when you're involved in a journey that of this nature and of this scope, it can take its toll on you personally. And so this is where faith and family, the two F's, really come into play, that you need to be able to stay balanced and you need to be able to stay centered. And it is both my faith and my family that help me stay centered on this journey and that has supported me and given me motivation to keep going.
All right, 15 years. So Ms. Pam, you have been working on building Ice Buddy systems for 15 years. You've had to get through some red tape, knock down some walls. What has been that one factor that no matter what you said faith and family, reading and researching is how your journey has been. What has been that one thing that when you're in those meetings and they're telling you this is impossible, this is not going to work, there is no way, or you keep hearing the no, what's that one thing that rings in your head? You're like, you know what? I'm not worried about that. What's that one thing? The one thing that you can, that is like the thing that keeps you moving no matter what. Can you let us know what that is?
For me, that is the purpose. It's that vision I originally had. It was the vision that let me know that this is my purpose for being here in this time on earth. And when you have a sense of purpose, then you don't let anybody stand in the way of that purpose being achieved. So and I've had a million no's thrown at me along the way, because there are very few female CEOs that are in a company like this, manufacturing a product like this. But this is not my first rodeo, being a female and an African-American female at that, who's in an area of the marketplace that we tend not to be at this level as a CEO. So I have always kept my eye on the prize. And when I constantly remind myself that this is about saving someone's life, I'm not going to allow anyone or anything tell me I can't do that. And so that's what gives me the motivation. Passion will take you so far, but passion can wear thin when challenged enough. But purpose, your whole purpose for living, breathing, getting up in the morning and existing, that's about the essence of who you are. And I just will not allow anyone to take that away from me.
I like how you said that. I'm not going to let anyone take that away from me. So you said that this is not your first rodeo as a Black female CEO. What can you tell other Black female CEOs that in today's world, because you are one of those innovative door openers for us. Like you just mentioned a few of them, and now you have this wonderful company. What can you tell other Black female CEOs when they get into those meetings and they hear the no's and hear the no's, or they start questioning themselves when it comes to their businesses and if they should really be doing this? What one thing could you tell another Black female CEO?
I would tell another Black CEO, you're not alone. And that others have gone before you, and you want to associate with other Black female CEOs who can share their life experience. When you are trying to start a business and you want to be a CEO, you can't just hang out with employees. You must hang out with people who are running businesses. When you want to be a CEO of $1 million business, then you make sure you're associating with somebody who is at that level of revenue for their business, not a $20,000 business owner, but $1 million business owner. Well, as there are unique issues and situations facing Black female CEOs. One, and it's a double-edged sword, it's you're female and you're Black. And so those are two very different types of pressures that will come and be brought to bear against you. So you need to speak to others. And luckily, we are fortunate in this day and time, especially through social networking, that there are so many groups of minority, African-American women who are executives and CEOs of companies who have come together and formed a community and talk to each other, support each other, share strategies and ideas, will help you brainstorm how to approach a client. And you want to take advantage of all that. So I would just tell any other Black CEO or someone who's aspiring to be one to start networking. It is so important that you understand you cannot do it all on your own, and you will need a support system and an advisory system, and you will find that in the groups that you can find in social media, and you want to stay very close to them because they will give you the keys to open a lot of doors that would otherwise be locked to you.
Let's pretend for a moment that you're about to launch a campaign. It tested well, your entire team is happy, everything is going according to plan, except for that one thought in the back of your head. How do I ensure the people I want to target will be in the mindset to receive my message? Well, the answer is LinkedIn. Because when you market on LinkedIn, your message reaches people who are ready to do business. And that means your advertising campaign will work as hard as it can as soon as you launch it. See, over 60 million decision makers are on LinkedIn, and they're thinking about their business. It's one of the many reasons more than 78% of B2B marketers rate LinkedIn as the most effective social media platform at helping their organization achieve specific objectives. Another great example is while I was on LinkedIn, I came across an article about audio platforms and the race to build them, and not only build them, but be able to compensate the content creators. And that's something that I need to know because in my business, I need to know these things so I can help my clients market. I can direct them to the right path. I can keep them up to date and stay up to date myself when I'm educating people on marketing. LinkedIn can help you reach your short-term and long-term business goals. We offer tools for brand building and lead generation. Not only can you target and reach a professional audience down to their job title, company name, and location, but you can engage people you already know based on who's visited your site or who you've contacted in the past. You can even customize your campaign based on the action you want your customers to take and objectives you want them to achieve. Doing business on LinkedIn, the world's largest professional network, can help you reach your marketing goals. Do business where business is done. Get a $100 advertising credit toward your first LinkedIn campaign. Visit linkedin.com/A2Z. LinkedIn.com/A2Z. Terms and conditions do apply.
Wow, thank you very much. And there's some things you said, definitely networking with other like-minded individuals, others that if you're looking to build a multi-million-dollar business, you shouldn't be hanging out with those who are only looking for the $20,000 annually or a $20,000 business. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening, that goes both. If you are an African-American male, if you're a CEO, period, and you're looking to start a business, you network with those who have the same mindset as you, not the ones who still want to go out every night and drink, and you're going home every night and working, reading and researching, as Ms. Pamela Norris stated, so you can build your business. So thank you very much for that, Ms. Pam. There's something else that you also mentioned. So it brought a question to me. How important was it for you to make sure that you had the proper support system and the proper team in place to help you with Ice Buddy Systems?
Yeah, your team is everything. You need to take the time and handpick your team for their skills and knowledge they bring, and their passion for what you're trying to accomplish, because you want to make sure they have same values. This is where, as a CEO, you set the mission, you set the culture, you set the value system for your company. And then you need to have people who come in who buy into that. And when they buy into it, then you have less friction and people can work together. But team is everything. You as a CEO cannot do everything. You cannot micromanage people. You need to hire people who are talented and that you can give them assignments and that they can flourish in their gifts and talents, and not only achieve what you need to be achieved in your company today, but people on your team who are interested in growing in their knowledge and their skills to take your company to the future. And in our company, we are a customer-centric company. Everything is about not the company, it's about our customers. So I want a team that understands that if you meet the needs of our customers, if that is the most important thing driving what you do today, you will automatically meet the needs of this company, because that's what we're all about, saving the lives of the customer. Nothing else matters. So team is important. We are blessed that we have a team that has scientists and engineers, but we have people with all sorts of backgrounds that have different cultural specialization, because we are dealing globally with different marketplaces, with people who speak different languages, who have come from a different cultural background. So we have to make sure that we can address the needs of the global community, not just a US community.
Now, you just stressed a very important point. As CEOs, sometimes we only focus on our city. We never think about the global aspect of business. So how were you able to move from the United States into the global arenas? Like, was that an easy process for you? Or was that something that you had to do your reading and your researching before you stepped out? I love how you said that, my R&R, my reading and my research.
Well, a little bit of both. One, I wasn't born in the United States. I was born in Germany. And so my life began in another country that had a different culture and a different language. And although I was raised here in the US, that I have always was raised with an appreciation for the global community. I was blessed with always being able to travel globally and be able to spend time in different countries and appreciate what they offer and understand how different their operation is from ours. So how I took this company and moved it from not being US centric, but to being global, is understanding that all of us, every citizen on this planet, is important. And I'm not here to hoard or keep our life-saving product just here in the US. It is for the world. This is the world's company. And so I have to approach everything I do, every decision I make in terms of who I hire, every policy and procedural plan I put in place in terms of how does this impact the world. So we have people on our staff who speak multiple languages and come from different backgrounds. Having that firsthand experience with coming from another country brings authenticity to what we do. We don't want it to be superficial. We don't want it to be textbook learning showing up in the operation of this company. We want it to be the real deal, the authentic effort to connect with people of different races, religions, and language backgrounds, and all other distinctions that may be there, so that they can appreciate this product and how it can save their lives and help members of their family.
All right. So I took a note on something, because there's something that you just said that I thought was absolutely wonderful. You said, this is the world's company. I love how you said that, because that one line right there lets people know it's not your company. It's not your other founder's company. It's the world's company, which means you guys are genuinely focused on saving the world. I thought that was, when you said that, I was like, ooh, that's a hot line. Now, when it comes to Ice Buddy systems, which I absolutely love, I will be getting my Ice Buddy, and getting one for my son, because he definitely needs one. He's getting older and he likes to go outside a lot. And he's like, Mommy, it's hot. I need some water to give me some energy. So we're definitely going to work on that for him. When you, with that, you said that you've been doing your reading and your researching. So I know that you were part of the One Business Away 90-day challenge. So how has that challenge helped you in building your company?
Well, the One Business Away challenge was exciting. It was a 90-day postgraduate class, high intensity, a lot of information to be digested quickly. It fell into my bailiwick because it demanded that you do research, and I love research. It helped me because when you have a company and when you have a business plan, it's not something that sits on a shelf collecting dust. It evolves. And so everything you learn, every piece of information I got, not only from the instructors in the One Business Away, but also the other CEOs who were participating, what they shared, I was able to continue to fine tune Ice Buddy Systems, Inc. I was able to have weekly meetings with my team and say, we didn't look at this in enough depth. Do more research about this. Let's plan this. Things that we didn't even think about. Knowledge that we gleaned from being part of the One Business Away Challenge has done nothing but help Ice Buddy Systems, Inc. grow. And that growth is going to help it financially. And of course, in running a business, it's the bottom line. And in the growth is going to be how we will be able to take it globally, because the whole social media medium that exists today for operating a business in, and given the pandemic and everything brick and mortar being closed down, everybody's using social media. This is an area I had to, as the CEO, gain more knowledge in, and I had to also make sure my staff understood the opportunities that existed for our company to grow, to maximize our presence on different social media platforms. When's the appropriate time to be on a platform? What the platforms, who the audience are for each of the platforms. These are the things that were so important. I would recommend the One Business Away Challenge to any CEO. I don't care if you've been running your company for 15 years or 15 days. You need this information because it's high level, it's in depth, and it is targeted for not only for today, what you need to function. But the ATS Business University makes sure that you are prepared for tomorrow. And as a business and as a CEO, you must always be looking down the road. You need to be constantly positioning your company for the future.
All right. I love it. I love it. So my next question is, with you mentioned how the things that you've learned, you've been able to go back and say, you know, hey, we didn't look at this. Hey, we didn't look at that. What one thing did you learn that you have applied that has helped move your country in a your company, not country, in a prosperous direction?
It has been growing our social media presence, understanding content. And when you are a global company like iSpuddy Systems Inc., you must be cognizant that there are different time zones globally. And so you must post information about your company, your product line, what you're doing, your achievements throughout the day, almost hourly, so that people on different continents can see it when they're up and about. You don't set it to be scheduled only for your country's time zones. So we have done two things radically differently because of the One Business Away challenge. One, we have increased tremendously the amount of content we are putting out. Also, we are recirculating our content. We've been around for a few years, so we've had content out, but we realized people who didn't even know about us 2 years ago, they certainly didn't see those videos or saw that content that we put out 2 years ago. So we're recirculating it. We're putting it out again. So that's making sure we're always have a presence on different social media platforms. That's number one. Number two is we are scheduling it to come out and to be seen on those platforms multiple times a day, because not everybody gets to see it at the same time. And we need to make sure that it's available. A life-saving product, and again, this is where it's the nature of the product we're about. A life-saving product will do no one any good if they don't know it exists. It's not like I'm putting out another florist shop. Nothing against flower shops. I love flowers. I buy them all the time. But if I don't know there's a new flower shop that's on the market doing something new and different and is disruptive, I can just go get the flowers down the street. But if somebody has something that's better, that not, in our case, a product that doesn't just work for recreation, but also can save my life, the life of my family members, my pets, etc. Then I need to know about this. And we want to make sure they do know that this is available to them and how to access it. So we are increasing our global community on social media. And that translates into having funnels on our posts and allowing people to communicate with us and to tell us they're interested in this product, and then we can make it available to them. So it will also help our bottom line.
All right. And I can tell you, I've definitely been seeing those posts. So congratulations on that, because when I open up my phone and I go on my social media, I see iSpuddy Systems everywhere. So congratulations on that, definitely. So my final question regarding the One Business Away 90-day challenge was, what was the biggest takeaway for you that you would apply to the culture and the principles of how you run your business?
The culture and the principles. One Business Away just re-emphasized the importance of leadership and integrity. As a CEO, you are leading a team, you must have the vision. You must give the marching orders of where you're going. But you also have to understand that the members of your team are not robots who are just going to blindly follow you. You hired them, you handpicked them, as I said earlier, because they have something special to offer. So part of your leadership is being able to listen, not to just give orders, but to hear what your team says that they think will help move the company forward. And then being able to assess that and making decisions. So you may be the last decision maker, but you must be the best listener of all. That's on the leadership side. On the integrity side, your word has to be your honor. You can't say that you're a global company because it sounds good, but then not do things that makes your company acceptable and come into another company wanting to learn their ways. We're not trying to impose US culture and values on anybody else's country. We want to fit in. We want to be a partner with other countries and other cultures. And so you have to make sure that your word is your honor, that you don't give it lightly, but when it's given, that you'll see it through. That people know that when they buy our product, that we'll stand behind it because we told them that this was designed to help save their life. And if there should ever be an issue with the product, we will back it 100%. So those are the two things that the challenge really hit home around setting principles of a company, that the buck stops with the CEO. So you need to make sure that you're standing strong, representing your company, its vision, and its mission in the world.
All right. Well, Ms. Pam, before we close out today, can you please let our audience know how they can find you and how they can find iSpuddy Systems?
Certainly. Well, you can go on our website, www.icebuddy.net. You can go to the iSpuddy Sys, icebuddy.com, and you will see a video that explains the iSpuddy system and allows you at this point in time to tell us that you'd be interested in this product and learning more and when and where you'll be able to pick it up. And you'll provide us your name and address and email, and we will definitely keep in contact with you. You can go on social media and Facebook and to see all of our posts. And we hope that you will push like, that you will hit subscribe, you'll ring a bell to make sure you're notified anytime we put a post out, and that we hope that you will choose to join. We have a special iSpuddy community. And the iSpuddy community, you can ask to join it. They get all the information first. They get to know everything we're doing up front. These are our key people who are just backing us up all the time. But it's not just Facebook. You can go to YouTube, and we have podcasts. If you're driving around or you're traveling by train here and there, you'll probably love our Buzzsprout, iSpuddy Buzzsprout podcast, and you can hear many discussions from everything from how, if you are a pastor, how to plan for your congregation if there's a disaster, to if you're in an abusive relationship and you need to escape, what you need to do in that type of emergency. And one last thing, I'm accessible to all of you. And that's something that's important to me. as the CEO of iSpuddy Systems Inc. I want you to know that you can write to me at info@icebuddy.net. Tell me what you think. Tell me what types of topics you would love to hear us discuss and cover in our podcasts and our videos. We have produced many of them based on requests from our community. So we want you to be active in this company. We want to be responsive to your needs. So talk to us. We're here. We love speaking with you anytime.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Pamela, for that information. Ladies and gentlemen, we will make sure that all of that information is in the show notes so that way you can be able to reach out to iSpuddy Systems and get your iSpuddy sign up, listen to their buzz sprout, and also join the community. So, Ms. Pam, do you have any final words that you would like to leave with our Secret to Success audience?
Yes. Thank you, Deanna. I appreciate your time learning and more about iSpuddy Systems Inc. And I guess I would say that none of us know when a disaster of any type might show up. And it's not our fault if it shows up, but it is our responsibility to know how to be prepared to save our life and that of our loved ones. And iSpuddy Systems Inc. is here as your company to make sure that in any type of disaster, you're able to keep cool and carry on.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Pam, for your time today. I greatly appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Secret to Success podcast. I definitely look forward to seeing you all later. I hope you took amazing notes. And from the words of our CEO, you can plant better, you can dominate. Thank you, everyone, so much. Thank you, Ms. Pamela Norris, for joining us today.
Thank you, Deanna.
I hate to break it to you, but you're in for a big surprise. 5 years from now, Jane, who's resigning today, will ring the NASDAQ bell, officially launching her company on the public market. And what you'll soon realize is that Jane stole your most valuable data to start her new company on her way out the door. Learn how Code 42 Insider can stop data theft and protect your organization's most valuable assets. Visit code42.com to learn more.
We're making lower emission vehicles our priority. Reusable packaging, our priority. And carbon capture research to offset emissions, our priority. Because Earth is our priority. At FedEx, we know sustainability means a lot to you. And we feel the same way. Our goal is to be carbon neutral by 2040. We call it Priority Earth. FedEx, where now meets next.
Be the candidate investment firms are looking to hire. Become a CFA charter holder. Stand out for having the skills to thrive in the competitive investment industry. Visit cfainstitute.org/learn to find out more about the Level 1 CFA exam.
I hate to break it to you, but you're in for a big surprise. 5 years from now, Jane, who's resigning today, will ring the NASDAQ bell, officially launching her company on the public market. And what you'll soon realize is that Jane stole your most valuable data to start her new company on her way out the door. Learn how Code 42 Insider can stop data theft and protect your organization's most valuable assets. Visit code42.com to learn more.